Over the last couple of years, I've been working on a certificate in trauma and spiritual care. And this term, I'm doing a class that largely deals with the question of theodicy. And I had made a post about that on Facebook, and several people were like, what is theodicy? Or I had to look that term up. So I thought I might do a quick little overview. Theodicy is the question of God's action in the world. Does God do things here and now? Does God intervene, interrupt, or otherwise in our lives today? So for my class, we had several video presentations by the professor that we were supposed to watch in advance. And he does a really nice overview of each theological theodicy position, from sort of early days, fairly conservative, to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, 4 modalities. One being basically like God created the world, set everything into action, and then is out. Like observes from beyond, but doesn't really do things. The other is called determinism, where basically God sets the world in motion and God has a very particular plan for what's supposed to happen. And so God intervenes according to that plan. And then models 3 and 4 really have a lot of overlap in my mind. And basically it's that God does intervene, but the how and the why is still sort of to be determined. So, these kinds of questions are really relevant when we deal with suffering, when we deal with problems. Some of us might deal with the question of like God's action, theodicy, in simple things like, did God help me find a parking spot today? Or does God help me get a job that I want? And other times we're facing much more serious questions of, is God going to cure my cancer? Or is God going to help my child through this disease? Or is God going to help me walk again after this car accident? And so the question becomes much weightier and more significant of, does God intervene? Will God intervene? Why would God intervene? And the simple truth is, like, those are very different ways of believing. And often we are raised in one way, often conservative, and then we start to deconstruct. We face one of those life situations with serious consequences and go, wait a minute, like, how could a God who is loving and kind and invested not help us recover from a major accident or not intervene when we have cancer? But, there's a whole lot of ways to wrestle. So I'm not going to solve it for us today. I would just want us to sort of know that theodicy is a very big question, and wrestling with our theological position on theodicy can be a very big deal. So what I want to offer are my professor's overviews of the types of structures, the 4 modalities, and let you think on it a little bit. Listen to them. They're not terribly long, each one, and just sort of think, like, what do I think about this? Is it comforting to me? Is it disheartening to me? How does it fit with the theology that maybe I grew up with or came into the faith with? And how does it resonate with my faith now? Take care, friends.